Boeing is guilty. The government just punished the local airplane manufacturer with hundreds of millions of dollars in fines, and this comes after Boeing admitted to defrauding the United States.
According to the Department of Justice, these new penalties are because Boeing failed to make safety changes following the deaths of nearly 350 people in two separate Boeing plane crashes in 2018 and 2019. Fox 13's AJ Janeville breaks down what this latest ruling means for Boeing's future.
Boeing was nearly off the hook. They had promised to make things safer, and just days before the government's involvement with the company would have been removed, an Alaska Airlines flight flying over Portland had its door blow off, a plane made by Boeing. The government gave Boeing 3 years to get it together. They didn't.
I think it's a fair thing to say. It looked like Boeing had hoped just to skate by.
Following the crashes of two Boeing 737 MAX planes, killing 346 people, Boeing avoided trial and a criminal conviction through a deferred prosecution agreement, or DPA, with the Department of Justice.
The safety reforms that Boeing announced after those two accidents apparently meant nothing.
Aviation consultant and expert Scott Hamilton tells me this nightmare in the sky over Portland that happened earlier this year put the spotlight back on Boeing.
Boeing, by all appearances, gave lip service to the first DPA.
Now, once again, Boeing is in the hot seat, pleading guilty to defrauding the government after the DOJ found Boeing did not keep up their agreement. But people worry the company is getting off easy.
The families, again, feel betrayed by the Department of Justice and by Boeing, frankly.
With the guilty plea, Boeing has to pay out about $250 million in criminal fines and invest more than $450 million to compliance, safety, and quality programs, as well as bring on a monitor to look over Boeing's shoulder to make sure they're following the rules. But Justin Green, an attorney representing the victims' families from the 2019 Ethiopia crash, tells me they wanted to see Boeing in court.
What the families really want is to send the biggest message they possibly can to Boeing and to other potential wrongdoers out there that if you don't prioritize safety over short-term profit, ultimately you're going to pay a big price.
Green tells me this does not end here. They are planning on appealing this decision next week in an effort to get Boeing into a courtroom. I also reached out to Boeing to comment on the story. They provided a statement saying they are working transparently with regulators and trying to make things safer. Reporting in Seattle, I'm AJ Janeville, Fox 13 News.